same argument could be made. Like it might actually be somebody who there'll be half of the audience that's edified by watching you two torment yourselves. And there might be half of the audience that's edified by watching me.
That half of the audience is gonna turn this off and start watching TVN.
What's up, everybody? We are here in Fort Mill, South Carolina today, and we are here to check out the Pucker Butt Pepper Company. That is the home of Mr. Ed Curry and the inventor of the Carolina Reaper pepper. We are going to do a challenge with his Reaper Squeezins hot sauce tomorrow. So we figured we'd come up a little bit early, check him out, see what he's got, and get some early punishment in. Maybe get a little leg up on the competition tomorrow. Mr. Patterson, I'm talking to you. We're gonna have a good time. We're in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is a pretty cool little town. Showing off our state because we think we live in a pretty good one. So come check out Fort Mill. Come check out the Pucker Butt Pepper Company if you want to get your butt puckered. Trying to find the hottest possible stuff you got because we really want to hurt ourselves.
Alright, so do you want to go through the gamut, or what do you want to do? Just try different favorites. We've got our products, which we're heavy into like pepper sauces. Like the squeezing is going to be a pepper sauce. It's going to be 3 ingredients: Reaper pepper, vinegar, Reaper powder. Same with the Gator and the Chocolate Plague, regular Reaper. And we're
chocolate plague.
Yeah, that's what the chocolate bootleg pepper. The pepper itself is 1.2 million Scoville, but the tannins in the chocolate pod give the perception of being hotter than they actually are. This one's kind of special. So Mick Mulvaney asked Ed if he could make a Christmas present that Mick could give to the Secret Service, Trump's Secret Service. So that's what he made for him. It's kind of like almost like a cocktail sauce. It's got horseradish in it. Some lemon juice.
That's really good.
So Spicy Shark, they're one of my new favorite companies.
You couldn't get your head screwed. Your lack of self-control is absurd. Consider the cost to your unborn baby. They won't even have the chance to live. This is not your choice. It's not even an option. Don't punish your daughter for your mistake. This is the life. Right with the purpose. Born by the hand of Almighty God.
I think the mustard has got my mouth so messed up that it's hard. The mustard gets you.
We had a war going on in here for a while, pranking each other with this stuff. And one of the guys that everyone had sodas, one of the guys put a whole dropper full down the other guy's straw.
Oh man. Oh wow.
It nearly caused a fight.
I was about to say there would be That would come close almost. This is just straight up like extract, right?
Well, it's not an extract. It's a tincture. So we take every clear alcohol and then we render the oils out of peppers through a process of heating time.
Right on. Okay.
Cheers.
It does taste like straight rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. That is it's rough. That's pain. It is very much pain.
I'm not buying that one.
No.
How do you think my nose feels right now?
Probably better in my mouth. I think I'm dying.
I should go drop for drop tomorrow.
Gosh, that is awful.
Ooh, gosh, I'm crying now.
I think that you're getting crying on camera.
That is awful.
He's crying.
That is so hot. Oh my goodness.
Don't worry.
I can't even see stuff.
That is awful.
How long does this last?
Oh, it lasts a minute.
Okay.
Because what the oils are doing is they coated your tongue.
Yeah, they coated everything.
So that's why it doesn't really hurt your stomach too much because it sits on your tongue.
Right. So,
Drop per drop, this is the hottest thing in the building.
Okay.
But
Well, feels better.
like I said, it's quantity. So if you do a spoonful of Reaper squeezins, like the amount of pepper and powder you're taking in, it's going to be higher.
You guys been in the Reaper? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, Guinness Book's right here.
hey, how are you?
Good. I'm Linda Curry.
Alex, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Did he hurt you?
A little bit.
Yes.
You should have Linda hold the award.
Yep.
Tom, we can both hold the award. How about that?
So, 1.64 million skull bills.
That is really, really hot.
That is crazy.
Ridiculous.
So do you, I know Ed eats this stuff all the time. Do you eat it too? All the time?
Well, she eats hot sauce, but like,
I'm not crazy.
Without giving away your secrets, how does one go about inventing a hotter pepper?
That's that secret. I don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
He crossbred some peppers, but
Okay.
I really don't know his secret.
He created a monster. Is what he
He
did.
did.
I'm dying right now.
Yes, he's got hotter in his pocket too.
Oh my
And
goodness.
the Pepper X is hotter than
yeah.
the Ghost?
Well,
Or the
Reaper.
Reaper?
the Ghost is still the world's natural hottest pepper at 1 million Scoville. And then, like Ed, he crossbreeds the peppers.
My mouth is coming back to earth.
Are you coming down a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
I would say I appreciate you guys, but right now I'm not sure I like you.
Right now you hate us, right?
Just a little bit. I feel like you're stabbing me in the tongue right now.
And then you won't be able to taste any of the rest.
He's over there wiggling his nose like a rabbit. So, yes,
This is poison.
It is poison.
This is poison. You want it back? Yeah.
This is little drops of hell right there. That is Gehenna in a bottle. All right.
So yesterday we visited the Pucker Butt Pepper Company, and Josh and I came home with the hottest stuff in the store. Besides what we tried, like drop for drop, he said the tincture was the hottest in the store. He said quantity-wise, though, this will hurt you. So we're going to do a challenge today. Mr. Jeremy Patterson has joined us, along with myself, Alex Hendry, and Josh Goldsberry. So the challenge is going to be, we're going to take almost a teaspoonful of the Reaper Squeezins. Not only is this the Reaper Squeezins, this is the special edition Reaper Squeezins. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got Ed Curry's autograph on every bottle. So it was a special limited edition of the Reaper Squeezins. It is hotter than his normal Reaper Squeezins. And his normal Reaper Squeezins was like 2.2 million Scovilles. And the website says this is 50% hotter than that. So
So it's not twice as hot. It's like half as hot.
yeah, it's half
again.
as hot.
Okay.
Yep. So this is going to be the challenge. We're going to take a spoonful of it. We're going to eat said spoonful of Reaper Squeezins. And we are immediately going to go into our show. The first person that whimpers, whines, cries. We have glasses of milk here to soak our tongue in. We have bread. We have mint Tic Tacs because we heard that helps. So the first person to go for a lifeline in the bread or the milk or the mints, whine, cry, say it's hot, anything that seems less than manly. We are going to. The first person will be the first person to get their nose hairs waxed next week. Mr. Patterson, we're getting our nose hairs waxed next week. By showing up, you digitally consented to that. By the way.
I'm not getting my nose hairs waxed.
There was a
next
contract,
week.
man. I forged your signature.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
I will say I have not consented to this challenge. I have not stated that I'm going to participate in this yet. I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie to you.
So that's the challenge. First person to whine or cry or get some spoon. I'll let you pick one. I'll let you pick your spoon.
Can I eat a piece of bread first?
Do you think it would help?
Would you like to smell before? No, I'm not going to let you smell because you're already on the fence.
Even when you put it in the spoon, you can
Smells
still smell
good.
it.
Yeah, it doesn't smell that bad.
It's thick, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna. Oh man, it's like ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not gonna be good at all.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
You see, that's about right. About even, right?
Ooh man, this is gonna suck. See that?
Here you go, Jeremy. Where's your spoon?
Now listen here.
This is gonna be awful. Oh my gosh.
I tell you what. Let me see you two do it first.
We got to do it at the same time or it doesn't count. I'll give you half what we got.
Oh,
Half.
oh my gosh. I wasn't
Yeah, but
nervous.
then if
until
I
just
win,
this
then it's
moment.
going to be like, well, yeah, of course you would. You didn't
If you do it after, it's going to be the same thing. So.
I was not nervous until this very moment. Now I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do it.
Hey, it's making your butt pucker, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's right now. It is.
Come on, Jeremy. Here you go.
You've used a
You
phrase
can do
it.
I don't
Testicular
know.
fortitude.
Yep.
Right now, mine is starting to diminish.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to speak intelligently about anything.
Like I ain't even tasted it yet. I'm like, oh.
Well, we got to immediately go into our show.
I'm immediately gonna go into like shock.
Get a close up of it. Before we go, Reaper Squeezins. Not the normal Reaper Squeezins. It's the red cat Reaper Squeezins. That means it's the special edition one. You can buy it, look it up on their website, puckerbuttpeppercompany.com.
This smells like death.
So we're ready.
Oh gosh, I am not ready for this.
Yeah, you
I'm not.
You got to man up.
I'm eating
I
bread.
don't wanna. I don't want.
You got to man up.
Oh man.
Hey, what don't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, and what doesn't make you stronger kills you.
I don't think anybody's really died from eating hot sauce.
No, but I've seen people vomit. I would prefer not to vomit.
Vomiting is okay. Vomiting is encouraged because
We
that
need
would,
something to vomit into. All right, so now that you've said this,
vomiting would be encouraged. If you feel you need to vomit, please be our guest.
here's your vomit bag.
That might not be big enough.
Oh.
Are we ready?
I might tap out before we even get started.
Just take my nose hairs. It's got to be less painful than this.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
Well, I'm waiting on Jeremy.
Oh.
Now look. I'm serious. If I lose, this right here I can handle.
Uh-huh.
All right, but I'm not getting my nose ring. That's not gonna happen. All right, that's not happening. It's-
You've already agreed. I got the text, remember? You have no reason
No,
to be
actually, I was
scared. You're not
scared.
going to do it.
Because I know I'm a huge pushover, and I knew you guys were gonna talk me into it.
Mine's growing in the spoon, man.
I know.
It's like there's more of it now than you put in there.
It's
Oh,
like,
goodness.
It's like jumping out at me.
Okay,
Are you ready?
We're gonna do a 3,
Yeah.
2, 1 kind of thing.
1,
let's do it.
2,
Wait. We're doing on 3, or is it like 1, 2, 3, go?
1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Oh, Okay. 1, 2.
Hold on, wait.
What?
No, I just wanted to wait longer.
No. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. It's gone.
All right, I'll do it.
So,
That's I couldn't get it all the first time.
come on, we gotta get in our show. Hurry up before we start dying. Taking my hat off. So
Well, that's not that bad.
So for today's show, first thing we're going to talk about is the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. As you may know, there are some sexual misconduct allegations against Mr. Joe Biden. That was it. Against
I'm hurting.
one Mr. You said you were hurt?
Oh wait, we can't say that.
No.
Oh, I thought we just couldn't do this. Okay, my bad. All right, my bad.
All right, start over. Gotta do it again.
I can't. I'll quit hiccuping. There's some sexual misconduct allegations against one Mr. Joe Biden. I find particularly funny how can you play some of those videos I sent you or no?
What videos? What are you talking about? You played it.
And so what about Joe Biden? What did he do?
Joe Biden is accused of. I'm trying not to be like ridiculous. I'll say it hurts so bad. It hurts. Oh, you didn't get enough. If you don't think it's.
I see. I knew that was gonna happen. And so Joe Biden,
It hurts.
and the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party.
Okay. So I pulled up a few quotes that I pulled up a few quotes that Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and Dianne Feinstein had on Brett Kavanaugh.
Get my long sleeve shirt off right now.
Oh,
I'm gonna sweat.
my stomach hurts.
Feel free to vomit. I mean,
The Chuck Schumer quote that triggered up. So as you know, Chief Justice John Roberts scorned. There's no way I can do this right now. It's not. My stomach is like. I might actually puke.
Yep.
No, I'm not drinking milk. Yeah, I'm probably gonna puke. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There
nose
it is.
hairs.
I'm first. I don't care.
You alright?
No.
You try not to
It's
vomit.
hot. I mean, it's hot, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
This is so much worse than yesterday because it's in my stomach and my stomach is burning. Like Satan just put it in my stomach.
My ears are burning.
My whole body's hot. Like
Did Tic Tacs help?
I don't know.
That raised my whole body temperature.
See now, but is your butt puckering?
Over my body.
Did it pucker your butt?
I'm really might puke. Oh.
I gotta go puke.
I will drink some milk.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. I'm a redhead, right? I'm a ginger.
So
And
you
so-
have natural and pay tolerance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's true. You know,
It
it's
is true because my daughter has it.
yeah, my wife calls it ginger powers, so I've got ginger powers.
That would be good for soups or something like that because the flavor, despite the hotness, it does have a pretty good flavor.
Now that everybody's had their butt puckered.
Yeah, my butt is thoroughly puckered. I want to go home and go to bed.
Just think you gotta get your nose hairs waxed.
I don't think
that
that'll
would
be as bad.
No, that would be like 30 times better than that.
You think so?
I would get every hair on my body pulled out before I did that. By wax, one at a time. Talk about the Democratic Party and how they are kind of backtracking and being hypocrites on Joe Biden. You had to kind of expect it, I guess, but all of a sudden Joe Biden's accused with sexual. I can't talk. I'm wrecked. My stomach hurts so bad. What are we calling it? Sexual misconduct,
I guess.
Well, I mean, he basically, she's accusing him basically. I mean, what he did was, it was rape. I mean, it was
for the most part.
what she said that he did to her.
She is saying that she took a gym bag back to him, asking one of his guys asked her to take his gym bag back to him. Mm-hmm. When she got back there, it was a closed off area, and he basically pushed her up against the wall. This is what she says now. He pushed her up against the wall, and one hand went up her shirt, and the other one went up her skirt, and he digitally penetrated her. And her mother called in the Larry King Live show, asked Larry King Live what he thought.
I saw that. I did see that. Let me turn this off.
She also confided in several of her neighbors and friends, and everybody kind of corroborates the same story, which is totally different than the Christine Blasey Ford. Nobody corroborated the same story. There was not specific details. Everybody that came in behind her and said that Kavanaugh did it, they were able to, throw out and say basically it didn't happen. But along with how bad Schumer delayed the vote, and it was a big media push because the presidential or the primaries were coming up for the elections. That's all it was. And along with how bad they berated this guy, belittled this guy. I mean, they just destroyed him. And one of the worst ones I thought was let's see if I can get it pulled up. Dianne Feinstein she's a disgusting human being, if you ask me. But on Brett Kavanaugh, let's just go back and read what she read on Brett Kavanaugh first. Said, confirming Brett Kavanaugh in the face of credible allegations of sexual assault that were not thoroughly investigated, and his belligerent partisan performance in last Thursday's hearing undermines the legitimacy of the Supreme Court. Feinstein tweeted separately. We should honor Dr. Blasey Ford's wishes and delay this hearing, Feinstein wrote in another tweet. A proper investigation must be completed, witnesses interviewed, evidence reviewed, and all sides spoken to. Only then should the chairman set a hearing date. The decision to come forward or not come forward has always been Christine Blasey Ford's, and that includes her participation in a hearing. Never mind, this was actually the 7th time the FBI had investigated Kavanaugh in this particular incident. So, now, on Tara Reid, Dianne Feinstein had to say, I don't know this person at all who made these allegations. She came out of nowhere. Where has she been all these years? He was vice president, Feinstein told reporters later, adding, to attack him in this way, to me, is absolutely ridiculous.
Wow.
I think she was looking in the mirror when she was tweeting this or saying it, whatever. And in a separate article, I pulled up another quote from her, and she says, and so these accusations are very disturbing because they do have an impact on an individual, and every indication I would have is that they would be false until I was shown otherwise.
Well, I mean, we do have this concept, what is it, habeas corpus? Innocent until proven guilty, is that the right phrase?
Yeah, that is innocent. I totally agree with that.
I mean, but, when...
You're only innocent until proven guilty unless you're on their side of the aisle.
When Kavanaugh was up, though, I believe it was Joe Biden himself who said we should believe all women.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the big hypocrisy here, is that whole Me Too thing. That's exactly what they said. Believe all women. Believe all women.
You don't see it anymore. It's gone.
It's gone. It is. It's absolutely gone. And I mean, some of the people that were the biggest supporters and the biggest, the ones that were screaming the loudest for, for blood when it came to Kavanaugh are the same ones that right now they're saying there's no good reason to believe this woman. I trust Joe Biden.
I don't trust Joe Biden to stay awake for 30 minutes.
I mean, some of the worst ones haven't said anything on Tara Reid. That's Kamala. What's her name?
Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not a word. AOC. I'll take it up for AOC because as kooky and nutty as that woman is, on her political stance,
she's at least consistent with her nonsense.
She is at least consistent. And I will
Give her
give her
that.
that because she did come out and say they should be investigated and they should be taken seriously until they're proven otherwise. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. So good for her. Chuck Schumer. Let's go to Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer grandstanded in grandiose fashion and delayed the vote and this, that, and other. And then, he wants to go on an abortion rally and then says, I want to tell you, Gorsuch.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch. I want to tell you, Kavanaugh. You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
And now for everybody's favorite hypocrite, Nancy Pelosi, the walking corpse.
Skeletor, I think.
Skeletor.
some of the guys.
Yeah.
Probably.
She says, today is profoundly heartbreaking for women, girls, and families across America. Courageous women risk their safety and well-being to speak truth about this nomination. Tens of thousands more join them to share their own harrowing stories of sexual assault at great personal risk. Yet Senate Republicans chose to send a clear message to all women. Do not speak out, and if you do not expect to be heard, believed, or respected. Brett Kavanaugh. Now, go back up and let's read about Tara, what she says about Tara Reid. Okay. So she was having and there's worse than this. She had a press conference a couple weeks ago, and one of the reporters asked her the question, and this is the question the reporter was asking. How did Democrats square with the idea that they are essentially standing by Biden, but using a comparatively different standard with Kavanaugh? They demanded an investigation on Mr. Kavanaugh when a very similar allegation came out toward him. I'm going to reread that because I sound like a moron. How do Democrats square with the idea that they're essentially, and I still sound like a moron.
How do Democrats square? How do Democrats square? Hey, read it with a lisp.
My stomach is like kicking.
My stomach is kicking.
It says, why are you doing this to me?
How do Democrats square with the idea that they're essentially they're standing by Biden, but they're using a comparatively different standard with Kavanaugh when you demanded a investigation on Justice Kavanaugh, when a very similar allegation came out on him.
Well, let me just say, I respect your question, and I don't need a lecture or a speech. Here's the thing. I have complete respect for the whole Me Too movement. I have 4 daughters and 1 son, and there's a lot of excitement around the idea that women will be heard and be listened to. There is also due process.
So she wouldn't even let her talk. And then she comes out this week and says she doesn't believe the woman, just flat out. No, I don't believe her. I believe Joe Biden.
It is not true. I'm saying unequivocally, it never happened. And it didn't. It never happened.
Joe Biden speaking out just days ago on that allegation of a sexual assault. Now that he has given that answer, do you view this as a closed issue, or what is your response?
Well, it is for me. I have said I am proud to support Joe Biden for president. I believe him when he says it didn't happen.
But there's every reason not to believe Joe Biden.
Not for them. The reason that they believe him is because he's the Democratic nominee.
They need to.
Nominee for president.
During his campaign, he's been sniffing people. What do you do with that?
Well, I think it seems obvious to the people who don't see the obvious hypocrisy and who don't look at it from that angle and say, well, maybe there's something to this with all this other stuff, are the people that they're either blind because of their just blind hatred for Trump, for Republicans, and just blind acceptance of the Democratic Party line down the line. It's either that they are blind or they are just willfully ignorant. Like they recognize
We've heard that before.
the hypocrisy. Yes, we have. Absolutely. Recognize the hypocrisy and recognize that, that this really is, that this double standard exists, but they're going to ignore it and pretend like it doesn't.
For the greater good.
Well, yeah.
So they can take all our money and give it to the government and put us in a socialist economy. Yeah.
Yeah, the greater good.
And I guess I should have prefaced this, but I'll say it now. I don't identify as like some kind of huge Republican flag waving member. I would call myself a Christian conservative independent more than anything, because I vote along my Christian beliefs and my morals.
Amen.
I'm a monarchist.
Are you?
Jesus is king.
Yeah, that's it, brother.
Jesus is king.
That's not saying. I guess now more than ever, I tend to sway towards Republicans because everything's gotten really hard left. I mean, there is no moderate Democrats.
Well,
if you do, you don't hear about them. I mean, it's just.
You got the party that thinks it's okay to murder babies, and then you got the party that says it's not. So, I mean, to me, that's the no-brainer right there.
That's
as a Christian, I don't see how you can vote for any of these leading Democrats. For Joe Biden, for.
But you can get on TV and celebrate the fact you've had abortion. We can make funny songs about it.
That's something that actually I wanted to
Shout your abortion.
one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on the show. Because you actually go out to Planned Parenthood and deal with that kind of thing. Like
I actually haven't been out there with those guys in a while.
Okay, well, tell us about what that's like. You know, what kind of things did you see? You know, what if somebody wanted to get involved in that? You know, what's that look like?
Oh, well, I definitely all right. When we first started, my brother Trey Marsh, the fellow elder at my church. God laid it really heavily on his heart that he needed to be doing something about this the crime, the just terrible.
There's not a word for it.
Yeah, there really isn't. It's an abomination to God.
Yeah.
Of abortion, and we found this organization that has had a presence in Columbia. It's called A Moment of Hope, and they are out there every when Planned Parenthood is open. Pretty much, there is a member of A Moment of Hope out there in front of the clinic, and they do the sidewalk ministry, and it is a ministry. A lot of people have this really false idea. I say false. There probably are some people that do things this way, but that. The people that are protesting abortion, that are anti-abortion, and that are out in front of these clinics are just screaming and hollering and calling, people murderers and just shouting condemnation. But that is definitely not the case here. These people are prepared. A Moment of Hope is prepared to help give practical assistance to any woman there or man who comes in there seeking to have their child aborted.
When you say practical assistance, if I'm a woman looking to have an abortion, what might that look like? What might you be offering me?
Well, it depends. They have helped with housing. They're prepared to help with housing. They have gotten vehicles and transportation. They have found jobs for these women. They have people lined up willing to adopt children. They offer financial support. They offer spiritual support. This is if you.
Well, we talked about the same thing a little bit with our exchange student. I won't say her name, so I don't want to put her out there, but she doesn't want to be. But she's from Brazil, and I asked her. One of the first things we talked about when she got here, because was abortion is illegal in Brazil, and she's a extremely level-headed kid. I mean. For she's 16, going on 17, you wouldn't recognize her. I mean, from an American teenager today. It's just totally different. Very respectful. The way she dresses is very respectful. The way she presents herself is very respectful. And I asked her, I said, do you like the fact that abortion is illegal in Brazil? And she said no. She goes, I think it's women's right, that they ought to be able to choose. And I said, well, let me ask you this question. I said, are you a virgin? She said, yes. I said, is that fairly common in Brazil for a girl to be 16, almost 17, and a virgin? She said, yes. It's the norm. It's normal.
Praise God.
I said, now you've been here a couple months already. I'm assuming you're starting to see that that's not the norm here. She goes, yes. She goes, I noticed that a lot. And I said, don't you think that has something to do with the fact that girls aren't sexually active at 14, 13, 15, because their society isn't pressing them to be, because they somehow feel it empowers them. And then now, wow, watch how powerful you are. You can go murder your baby on top of it. I said, don't you, and I didn't say all that to her, because I try to stay independent. I'm not going to belittle her for her views. But I said, don't you think there's some corroboration there? Because it's not easy to get an abortion. That parents teach their kids, or kids aren't, pushed out to have sex. And I said, and that's kind of the point.
Absolutely.
It's
the same thing I heard. When you're talking about divorce, and not getting off topic, but it said, and this was actually it was on a movie. I can't remember what it was now, but it was very, very poignant. And the man said, divorce happens as often as it does in this country because we make it an option. And it's the same thing with abortion and promiscuity. If the abortion option was off the table, how many teenagers would maybe think a little bit harder before?
When you take away the repercussions of an action, when there's no consequences, then we do the thing with reckless abandon, be it good or bad.
That's it, and that's exactly what abortion. That's what abortion is about. It's about sex without consequences. It's about. That's one of the things. But just I want to throw this out here real quick. To go back to a moment of hope. If you want to help with abortion, but you don't want to be standing out on a sidewalk, A Moment of Hope puts together what they call care teams. And these are they are groups of people that most of the time are members of the same church. And they are the people that when these guys are on the sidewalk in front of the clinic and a woman comes down to speak to them and they offer this help and this woman chooses life, A Moment of Hope will hook them up with a care team that is local to their area. This team specifically exists to supply moral support, spiritual support, to help financially, all of these things. That's what they do. The women that choose life, and they come down here to these people and they say, I just don't know what to do. I'm in a very hard place and I don't know what to do. But I'm willing to listen to what you have to say and come down there and seek help. They'll set them up with one of these care teams. If God lays it on your heart to do something about this and to be a help to these women and these families, you could get in contact with A Moment of Hope. They're out of Columbia. Maybe I can in the YouTube video. Can we maybe throw a little link down in the description?
There's going to be a link right here.
Okay, good deal. Get in touch with these guys up there and let them know. If you can get 4 or 5 people together, they'll come to you. They'll come to your church. They'll put you through a little course, a little class, talk about what it's all about, and they can get you started on that. And you could really, you could play a part in the anti-abortion movement and help, be a real practical help to these women who are, they are hurting. They are in a hard place. So anyway, thank you.
As a gift from a customer today, Josh Goldsberry, this is your special pot. This is how much we care. We're gonna hurt you. I can't wait to hurt you. We refuse to cook these in our house. Why? Because we're not stupid. I told you, I'm gonna make some where you regret eating them. They're not hot enough. Oh yeah, I put some garlic in there too, because you said you like flavor.
And there's other hot stuff.
Oh, there's lots of hot stuff in there. That's all I'm telling. I can't even breathe right here. I don't want this in my house. So we're outside, late in the night, experimenting.
You better move.
I want peanuts that nobody else offers. See that? A little bit of garlic, some super peppers. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They just messed with my camera. These are our new burners too, by the way. 200,000 BTU. You like that? Look at them. We've been out here for a few minutes. These peanuts.
They're angry.
They're gonna make you mad. There's several different ingredients in this besides just those peppers. I want these to hurt somebody. Mainly just Joshua Goldsberry. He's gonna eat these and I'm gonna record it. And maybe, just maybe, Alex might do it with him. I guess we'll see. I personally don't eat stuff like this. I only cook something like this because I love people and I want to hurt them. If anybody else would like to try something like this, let me know.
It's the Gabe's Peanut Pot.
These are going to be the Gabe's Peanut Pot Challenge. Everybody wants a Dorito challenge, a Carolina Reaper challenge. I have to stand over here because I can't breathe over top of it. Comments, questions, concerns. No, there will not be a waiver. I don't care. We don't have anything for you to sue us for. Ha. Will there be a waiver? I don't think so. Will he live to see another day? I sure hope so. He's a good guy. But he said they weren't hot enough. He said they weren't. So you know what? We're going to make them hot enough. And if these aren't hot enough, I'll make them hotter. I will ruin someone's intestines. Just for fun. Enjoy.